When Rishi Sunak became party leader and prime minister, he promised party unity for the Tories and professionalism and integrity as prime minister for the rest of us. Well, how's that going now? Okay, the scandals in the Tory party and Tory government are being minimised, so that's good. It's gone from a scandal every 2 days to a scandal every week, so great improvement. Well done, Rishi. But at the same time, there have been other stuff that's been coming out, whether it's the mistakes, at least errors, when it comes to declaring the conflict of interest or the financial interest of his wife, himself, and all the other party donors and everything else that happened, the chairman of the BBC issues with Boris Johnson. Now it's about Julian Smith. Now, for those who don't know, remember, Julian Smith was Theresa May's chief whip, and he was not really the best chief whip that the Tories had in government. He's now, and he was Northern Ireland Secretary of State as well afterwards until 2020 when Boris Johnson got rid of him. He is now a backbencher, a mere backbencher, representing his local constituents and a Tory member. Why is it that Rishi Sunak has seemed to have been giving him privileged access and meetups and visits to Downing Street on a regular basis? Is that fair to the rest of the MPs in Parliament and backbenchers? Now, there might not be anything wrong with it in terms of what they're talking about, but in terms of procedure, professionalism, integrity, it's not really part of the norm when it comes to the Westminster culture, giving privileged access to one backbench MP. Okay, so this story is about how Rishi Sunak, when he became Prime Minister, he claimed that he would lead a government of integrity, professionalism and accountability at every level. The promise was essential to his strategy for restoring faith in the Conservatives after the moral carnage of the Boris Johnson years. Now, in particular, they note that Rishi Sunak may be in breach of ministerial code if he is passing information outside of government. That's wrong. Julian Smith is able to obviously circumvent rules on business appointments for ex-politicians. And whatever Julian Smith is doing, there aren't enough women in Rishi Sunak's inner circle. I don't really care about the last part of it, but I do care about an outsider, someone who's outside the government, having direct access on a regular basis to the government. Is he being given sensitive information? I don't think that's supposed to be the case. If he doesn't have an official appointment, being a junior minister or senior minister or something, or a staff member of Downing Street, he should not have access, direct access that regularly. As a backbench MP, Julian Smith is allowed to hold second jobs. But the fact that he has no formal role in number 10 means that the public cannot establish who he is meeting or what information he has access to. Now, former ministers are meant to seek approval from the Advisory Committee on Business Appointments before taking any appointments or employments for 2 years after leaving office. By not having a formal role, Julian Smith will not have to seek approval. So that's good to know. Now, Suella Braverman was actually forced to resign as Home Secretary a while ago for passing government documents to her backbench colleague John Hayes. So Rishi Sunak's interactions with Julian Smith could fall into the same category. Why did you guys have to force Suella Braverman to resign for doing that? But if this is the same case for Rishi Sunak and Julian Smith, in that case, Rishi Sunak must also resign if he's been giving Julian Smith any information from government. Otherwise, why would he keep going to number 10 Downing Street if he's talking about football? Surely he's talking about governmental matters. Okay, there's more. Julian Smith is said to have been schooled by another former chief whip, Gavin Williamson, oh dear God, who was forced to resign. Actually, he was forced to resign about 6 or 7 times over the last few years from different roles. But last year was the last time that he did because of a complaint about his behaviour. The two are practitioners of Westminster's dark arts, including hostile briefings against political enemies. Julian Smith's behaviour has upset many MPs and officials. One Tory source said that he was very Gavin and aggressive in nature. Others called him the other half of the gruesome twosome and Rishi Sunak's fixer. Well, the last time he was a fixer for someone was Theresa May. That didn't go too well for Theresa May, so good luck Rishi Sunak if you're keeping people like Smith as your close allies in your inner circle, even though he doesn't have a formal role in your government. Not really sure what's going on in there, but we're going to keep you guys posted and hold the government to account. We're going to have a live coverage, by the way, later tonight when it comes to the 2023 local elections. I'm going to do a scheduled live stream for you guys after the polls close at 10 p.m. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.